Well, hello and welcome. In this video I will show how the survival MMO Dune Awakening is actually a rip-off of the 1998 movie The Big Lebowski by Joel and Ethan Coen. In Dune Awakening, after a brief character introduction, the story takes off with the protagonist getting knocked out. And in The Big Lebowski, after a brief character introduction, the story really takes off when the main protagonist gets knocked out. Dune Awakening takes place in and around the desert. The Big Lebowski takes place in and around a bowling hall, but most bowling halls are deserted. At least around where I live, so I give that at least an 80% match. In Dune Awakening, there is the threat of getting eaten by a dangerous animal. In The Big Lebowski, there is the threat of getting eaten by a dangerous animal. At this point, you might be saying to yourself, sure, those are some striking similarities, but isn't the Dune Awakening game based on the book Dune by Frank Herbert, published in 1965, while the script for The Big Lebowski by the Coen brothers was written somewhere between 1991 and 1996. But here's a clip of Frank Herbert time traveling to 1998 to steal all the ideas from the movie. After watching this clip, you might be saying to yourself, well, that's a DMC DeLorean, a magnificent looking two-seat rear-engine sports car, very well capable of time traveling, but manufactured between 1981 and 1983 for the American market. That is 16 years after Frank Herbert published Dune, so the math isn't mathing here. You might also be thinking that is not Frank Herbert, that is Michael J. Fox playing Marty McFly in the Back to the Future movie from 1985. And you would be correct, but that's not important right now. What is important is that you like and subscribe to the channel before we continue with more examples. Like how in Dune Awakening, the main protagonist have vivid dreams after the intake of a mind-altering substance, the spice. And in The Big Lebowski, the dude has some very spicy dreams after the intake of, you guessed it, mind-altering substances. Or how in Dune Awakening you enter a very dangerous world where you will struggle to survive. That is what I would call a world of pain. And in The Big Lebowski,
World of Pain.
Look, I understand if you feel like this is a bit far-fetched, but I'm all dressed up and I got a bunch of books behind me, so you got to trust me on this. I mean, the developers at Funcom were even too lazy to come up with their own design for buildings. It looks the same. And I certainly did not make this video just because I misspoke Dune Awakening and said Dude Awakening and had to come up with something on the topic. And that was all, folks. The end.